Hey guys, GamingSandwich here. I'm going to go over a video here today. So I'm going to go over why in Icejade is the extra deck really important. Now, you could always run an extravagance build, do just maximize the hand advantage. But I believe that there are a better amount of utility that involves running the extra deck in certain ways. So to start off, we're going to talk about Toad. Now, Toad functions as one of two things. So basically, with Toad, you pretty much get an Omni Gate, which is fine. That's not the issue. It's the fact that when it gets destroyed, when it gets to the graveyard, you get to recycle. So you get to add a water monster from your graveyard to your hand. Really, really nice. Obviously, the thing is, if it is destroyed, then you can go activate this Chainlink 1, and then you can make an Icejade Chainlink 2 to chain block it. So it really, really works fine. So this is the idea that you're constantly netting pluses. Again, with the I'm going to call it the Kraken package. You have your number 4 is Stealth Kraken, and then your Kraken spawn. So you'll summon this, pop cards, and then when this goes to the graveyard, you'll do this as Chainlink 1. You'll mandatorily do an Icejade as Chainlink 2 to chain block it, and then you'll special summon your 2 Kraken spawns, you'll attach materials, and then you can do all the shenanigans, and then you've got multiple monsters instead of one. Like, really, really, really good synergy. So you've turned one monster into 2. So again, things that float, ironically said in a water deck. Starboy, same thing as Toad. When it gets into the graveyard, it adds 1 to hand. It's just nice as well because it's just your generic link 2 with your deck. And then it's even better because you can pretty much like power over your monster. So you can, because obviously all Icejades are really, really weak attack. You've got I think the strongest attack in Icejade is literally 15. So this puts in work. So that's nice. Then we've got your Area of the Water Charmer, just as standard. I feel like you should at least be running at least one of these each, because obviously when this goes to the graveyard, you get to literally add a card from your deck to your hand with 1500 defense, which is again most of your deck. With this, I think it excludes only 2 cards, which is insane. So pretty much when all of your deck is rotatable with this card, it's really good. Obviously, the water effect to special summon does occasionally come up, but also its stat line is really nice. 1850 is good when you run pretty much low levels. So, and its link 2 position is really decent. Now we're going to talk about this card here, which is Bubble Reef. So I'm going to get this out here for a sec because I actually have 2. Here you go. I actually have 2 versions of this in here. So. The bottom one here is a European copy, and the top one here is an American copy. So it's quite funny that I actually run both. It's just nice to know. A friend of mine went to America and just managed to get, it's quite funny to see the difference. The American printing is really, really light. So, okay. But the only reason we really run this is, number 1, it's generic. So it's water monsters, which again is really, really good. So entire deck is water monsters, so we can summon this. You can always put the link to Marinzess in. It's decent for link climbing, but I don't feel like you honestly need it if you're going to go into this. It's more of more like a mid game. So rather you kind of have the monsters in the field to do this, and you want to send them to the graveyard to be able to recycle effects. So that's the only reason you really do it. The reason you really like this effect is that it's during either player's turn, or when a card is banished, this card gains attack, which is again really useful. So during your standby, during either player's standby phase, you can banish 1 water monster, again, into a deck full of water. So you draw a card. So it goes from literally 26 to 32, and you draw a card. Just netting yourself these little pluses every time. So you can, say I've done ones where literally it's been I've drew a card off this. This has been destroyed. Banish an Icejade. Special summon Icejade. Get Rotor under the cards. Then I've got 2 cards, and it's okay, and then wasting resources. Or they did a monster effect, and I knew they were going to literally do something. So I target this, and I'm okay, make this attack 0, and then all your monsters have no attack, and then it was just oh, okay. So again, this is really useful. I'm going to say this is probably literally your field spell is one of the most underused utilities you will ever use in your entire deck. I'm going to find something at the moment. So any of your this Acti, and I believe, come on, there it is. So these two are your main culprits. You could also use it with Swap Frog as well if you want to. So Adurine and Acti. So when their effects to this effect to be to discard and draw, this effect to be to rota. If the field spells out, you chain list, so you activate as optional and activate as optional. So they both activate in the same line because of the activation requirements. So this will always chain block this. So your opponent will never ash these two if you activate this. So it's just a nice way of chain blocking, which is really, really natural to the deck. It's not something that the deck does out of spite. It's just a natural thing. Another fun interaction is if you have, say, the trap card, when I'm going to find it in my deck, and it's always like when you're trying to do these type of videos that you never ever find the card you actually freaking want, which always makes me laugh because I'm always never prepared. Here you go. Erosion is the same, but you kind of do this in a different way. So it'll be you have erosion set or active, and then you summon this, opponent imperms, then you just activate erosion, negate the imperm, gets rid of this, and then say you can kind of so then you'll get your search, and then under a separate chain link effects will activate. So you could say banish this and special summon this back again. Just really, really nice natural effects. I will say this with Icejade, it takes a lot of getting used to. It's a lot of practice to realize you can really interrupt people from playing this deck. I know I see lots of people online and playing this a more combo variant to get this out. But if you're going to get the Link 4 out, I'm gonna honestly say just literally run Borrow Sword. Borrow Sword, when you want to, will just win all your games. That's it. So you're gonna be fine. Like I say, this is the Gaming Sandwich over and out. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video about Icejade and everything. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you very much.